I have Sarah Baker's Atlante. So this is a fragrance that was made by Sarah McCartney, which I believe is a different Sarah. She's made a lot of fragrances for 4160 Tuesdays. They have a lot of fragrances, that brand. She might be the brand owner, I'm not sure. Um, that brand's kind of has too many fragrances for me to even want to try all of them. I think I've tried one and it was decent. Um, but yeah, this fragrance is $175 for a 50 ml. So pricey, but nothing crazy, I suppose. Especially considering what's in it. The notes are seaweed, mineral notes, yuzu, ambergris, driftwood, seashells, orris, and lily of the valley, and cedar. So there's real ambergris in here. At least that's what the brand owner says. I think she said it on the Perfume Guys channel a few years ago or so. And yeah, it smells like ambergris to me. It has that oceanic, dry smell to it. If she says there's real ambergris in there, I think there is. Supposedly it was sourced by Sarah McCartney from a fisherman in the Bahamas. So I think there's real ambergris in here. I don't see many people mention this one as a good ambergris fragrance with natural ambergris, but it should be because it's a good fragrance and it smells like natural ambergris. So for that reason alone, I would recommend to try this one because it's hard to find real ambergris fragrances. So to me, a lot of people say this smells like Joe Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt. I don't think it smells like that. Like it's in the same category, but it doesn't smell like that too much. To me, it smells most like uh, Kieran Perfume's Pure New York, which that one kind of smells like Wood Sage and Sea Salt. The difference is um, Pure New York is like a Wood Sage and Sea Salt, but with this sweeter seaweed musk accord. This one has that. It has this like sweetness to it, which sometimes can be difficult to pick up because it also has this orris ambergris seaweed thing going on, which comes through as dry. So it's the ambergris and the orris in this, they're dry, but there's this sweet musk in there too. So I think depending on the temperature and what you're perceiving when you smell it, it could be kind of sweet and sticky, but it could also be dry. And something about the seaweed, not the seaweed, the sweet musk in here kind of makes me not like the fragrance as much. I think it's just too sweet and it can come off like sticky for me. But at the same time, I understand why they did that. It kind of balances out all the dry notes because I mean cedar, mineral notes, ambergris, orris, these can kind of dry the fragrance out. The orris I feel like works with the ambergris. It's kind of like it's hard to explain, but they kind of blend in into one, orris and ambergris in this fragrance. There's a decent amount of lily of the valley, but it's blended nicely. It doesn't stick out, but it's definitely in there, and that's the floral component used. Other fragrances I feel like this could be compared to maybe Les and Demidabla's Cologne Indonesia. That one, that one maybe I don't want to say that the ambergris is more pronounced in Cologne Indonesia, but it might be a little bit more front and centered in that fragrance. Whereas this one, it does blend in, like I said, to that orris and with that lily of the valley. It blends in with the seaweed and all that. Cloned Indonesia, the Ambergris, it's there. It's kind of the highlight of the fragrance for me. This also kind of smells like Haley Marin. I actually have that on right now. It's not like a full comparison video, but Marin is more warm. To me, I never heard anybody say this, but Marin kind of has like this cinnamon aspect to it. I'm surprised people don't get that. And it makes me wonder if seaweed is overdosed, can it smell like cinnamon a little bit? I'm not sure, but in Marin, there's definitely this cinnamon aspect. So I feel like Hilly Selmarin would be a good one for like the fall on hot fall days. Perfumes Atlante to me is a summer fragrance. It might have a bit of white musk in there too, but there's definitely this sweet musk. And every time I put this fragrance on, it takes like, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, and then that sweet musk kind of comes out. I think for me, I like the fragrance a lot, but I would just prefer to wear Les Indomables Cologne Indonesia on super hot days if I want an ambergris fragrance. But, you know, there's not many ambergris fragrance out there, so this would also be a good one. I don't get much yuzu in this. The seashells, I feel like that's just a made up accord. That's probably why they added orris with the ambergris. Maybe that gives you the seashells. Driftwood, it's probably just some kind of watery molecule blending with the cedar, but yeah, it smells comparable to other driftwood fragrances. Also feel like this kind of smells like a little bit like Tom Ford's Oud Mineral. Maybe it's that driftwood accord and the seaweed mineral notes. Uh, they're different. I think this is straight unisex if that matters. The lily of the valley and that sweet musk, and kind of make it maybe more feminine. And the orris kind of gives it this like slight powdery, dry, perfumey effect. But all the the cedar, mineral notes, seaweed, maybe slightly more masculine. Like it has this cologne feel a little bit, but not too much. Overall, it's a good fragrance. It's kind of a sunshiny, happy, good vibe fragrance. Submarine's kind of, the Hilly one is kind of more Italian to me. More calm, maybe a slightly more formal. I think Sarah Baker's Atlante is a good one to wear on hot days in the summer at the beach. I don't want to say it's like a straight minimal fragrance, but there's not too much going on. You get this seaweedy ambergris oars that kind of act as one, blending in with the seaweed, with a little bit of lily of the valley and that sweet musk. And that's really it. Let me know what you think if you smelled this fragrance. I think it's good. I like it a lot. I'd probably put it on the list for potential buys. I think there's a few other fragrances that are similar that I prefer over this. So I think it's a great fragrance, but it's kind of like if you have Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford and Perfume de Marly's Herod, you don't really need both. They're kind of similar if you prefer to wear one over the other. Um, it's like that with this. But I do appreciate that it has real ambergris in there that kinda makes this fragrance stand out from other ones that are somewhat similar, for most fragrances that are similar, and it makes the quality high. But yeah, let me know what you think if you smelled this fragrance.